Mike wants me to move this up so you can hear me better.
Thank you for laughing. It's George walked in this morning and he said, "What's going on around here?" And I said, "All hell's breaking loose," which is the phrase that my wife picked up at our last church during Holy Week. It seems like during Holy Week all kinds of things go sideways, and all of the evil and darkness in the world wants to try one more time to stamp out the message of Jesus and his resurrection. So Jim Calk, as you know, his funeral was last week. We lost a saint of the church. Exactly. Everybody can shake their heads and even shed a tear or two. I'm about cried out right now. But Lisa Collins died on a vacation in Antigua with Perry's family. Perry's still down there. He's got his brother, his sister-in-law, he's got his cousin, his favorite cousin, he said, and his wife. Here's one of the miraculous things that occurred in the midst of all that. We have a group on Wednesdays that meets to discuss books called Inklings. And recently we had a younger guy join us. He's an African-American guy. His wife is one of the city officials. He has a brother who's an Anglican priest in Antigua. Right. And so he's been able to go over and be with Perry and the family. He did the commendation of the body. They went into the morgue. I mean, there are many things that this Anglican priest, who's a friend of our church and a friend of Perry's friend, or brother of Perry's friend. So the Lord, he doesn't miss a detail. There's, in the midst of this sorrow, Caroline Stalvey got new furniture from somebody in our church. In the midst of this sorrow, Parker Lumpkin's son, who's on an aircraft carrier, was able to come back for a couple days, and we baptized 2 of his children, Parker's grandchildren. So we're simultaneously facing the troubles and sorrows of this world while we joyfully move through this world waiting for Jesus. It's what we're going to talk about in our adult Sunday school class today. So if you want to come back at 10:15 and hear how it all ends up, come back at 10:15 and enjoy some coffee and hear the last chapter in Revelation. Welcome to newcomers. If there's any here, we've got some bread on the table inside, and there's a couple ways you can connect with us. Either fill out a card with one of our new fancy pens or sign our guest book. Next week we have a newcomers class. We're going to run them every month. We're getting a pretty good attendance at them, and it's after the 9 o'clock service upstairs in the Bourne building. Details are in the bulletin. Next week is Name Tag Sunday. If you feel so inclined, nobody has to, but if you'd like to, put a name tag on. Thank you, Bob. And come on in and let each other know our names. It's a lot easier to talk to folks when you know their name. And then we've got a summer schedule for Children's Church. So if you're a grandparent or a parent, we will be doing something